The film is really the story of a guy by the name of Aaron Roberts, who finds himself involved in an incident that ultimately leads to his incarceration. And it's the story of what happens to him in his incarceration and the surprising case that ends up taking place against the state. And so it's a trial, and it involves expert witnesses. In the film, there are 8 of the leading thinkers in the United States in disciplines such as neuroscience and neurochemistry and psychology and consciousness theory. And really what we're looking at is the question of, how real are our perceptions, and what is the science behind imagination and reality, and what is the power of our perceptions and our imagination. And it takes those expert witness testimony and weaves it into the trial of Aaron Roberts as that trial unfolds through the course of the movie. So it's a really compelling emotional story. It has great science in the film that is kind of based on the leading edge of what's occurring today in those scientific fields, and weaves it together in a trial that I think will really leave people certainly thinking, and it's a very provocative story, and contemplating the reality of their own life and answering the question, can people really change, which I think is something we all wonder. I began as a trial lawyer in 1989 and started practicing law, and it was a great experience while I was in it, but as I was practicing law, I started writing a book and really reading a lot about principles of authenticity and passion, and I really came to a point where I felt like I wasn't living my own truth. I wasn't passionate about the work. I wasn't really authentic in terms of who I was in that role. But during that period of time I was a lawyer, I studied a lot of philosophy and psychology and quantum physics and all the subject matter of the film. And it just started to change who I was, and I ultimately ended up leaving the practice of law in the year 2000 because it wasn't my passion, and I'd been writing and speaking a little bit about the subjects that I was so passionate about, and just decided that the practice of law no longer gave me that opportunity to really pursue my passion full-heartedly. So I left in 2000 and then began to continue my studies, but also really practice what I was preaching, which is trying to be authentic and follow my passion and help change people's lives. And as part of that journey, I continued my education. I went to SWIHA, the Southwest Institute of Healing Arts, and studied massage therapy. I went through the massage therapy program and the yoga teacher training program, just to even learn about the body and the connection between the body and the mind and the spirit, which of course we know there is a strong connection. And just absolutely loved the school, loved the people that I met, loved the classes and the education that I was receiving. And that education was invaluable too in helping really fine-tune my own understanding of what happens when thinking, chronic thinking, starts to manifest itself in the body. And along the way, I've just kind of continued that journey of speaking and writing and teaching these principles that are so important, and then ultimately turned to movies because in this day and age, it's really the ultimate way of reaching people. And it's a multimedia approach that I think interests people. And in my opinion, there just aren't enough great movies that are coming out of Hollywood that can inspire and touch people's lives and transform who they are. So I wanted to create something that would do that.